2025 is just a few weeks away, and I'm going to show you how you can make this your best year yet. If you're anything like me, you've probably set goals for the new year and failed every single time. I know I would often set such high standards and goals for myself to achieve for the new year, and I would just get bored or burnt out by like the first week. Well, this year, we're going to change that. Today, we're going to be talking about goal setting, consistency, motivation, and how to take action when it comes to our goals. Let's hop right into it. Step 1, reflect.
So take some time to open up your journal and start to reflect on your past year. Think about what went well, what didn't go so well. Maybe start to think about goals that you did or didn't achieve. You really want to take this time to understand why you weren't able to achieve the goals that you were hoping to achieve. Maybe your goals are too unrealistic, maybe you were too busy, maybe there was someone or something distracting you from your goals. Take some time to really reflect on yourself and your goals and figure out what can I do next time to avoid making that mistake again. Because in 2025, we really want to make sure that we do achieve our goals that we're hoping to, and that's going to lead us into our next point. Also, I will import a few prompts on the screen if you'd like to take a screenshot or look over them if you're kind of struggling with what prompts to do or what questions to ask yourself. These are some prompts that I personally find helpful when it comes to me setting my goals and reflecting on my past goals.
Step 2, setting goals.
So now we've got an idea of how our past year went. Let's use that to help us set goals that we can actually achieve in the year ahead. So as you're looking on your reflection questions and the prompts that you've answered, start looking at what you did achieve, what you didn't achieve, and just be proud of yourself for everything that you've accomplished throughout the year. I'm sure there are some things that you've accomplished that you might have not even known you were going to accomplish, or maybe it wasn't even a goal that you set in the first place. You really want to take this time to really be proud of yourself for how far you've come. I know 2024 was definitely kind of a rough year for many of us. Don't beat yourself up too much. That's why we're here. We're here to plan and prep for a new year ahead to make sure that we do achieve our goals realistically. Kind of going back on what I was saying in the first step, we're going to take some time to look at the goals we didn't achieve and then why you didn't achieve them. And if there are still some goals from your last year 2024 goal list that you were hoping to achieve but you may have not gotten to it, write those down. Maybe you're walking into 2025 with a totally different mindset, new goals, and you want to just completely start fresh. That's totally fine too. Any goals that you have, just write them down. Even if there's like a lot, just write everything down that you're hoping to achieve, and then we'll kind of break it down later. Me personally, something that I found really helpful when it comes to breaking down all the goals that I have written down in the first place, I like to write down 3 big goals from one of the 3 categories. That includes my physical, mental, and personal goals. By physical goals, what I mean by this is basically anything that relates to my health. I want to eat better. I want to start going on walks every day, or maybe I want to start going to the gym 3 times a week. For mental, this can be I want to start praying more, I want to start reading my Bible, I want to start reading, I want to start journaling more, I want to start meditating, really anything that will be good for your mind and your mental well-being. With personal, this is something that I feel like is more personal to you, not necessarily a goal that everyone may have. For example, it can be something like, oh, one of my goals next year is to make a new friend, or I want to finally start that business that I've been thinking about, or I want to get an apartment, or anything that's more personal to you. That's what I mean by that, is something that's more for yourself and only yourself, not something that's very generic that a lot of other people may be having as well, if that makes sense. Yeah, when you're writing these down, I personally love to break up my goals into these 3 categories because I feel like it makes it a lot less overwhelming for me, and I feel like that's a big thing that a lot of us tend to stress or get overwhelmed about. We feel too overwhelmed by all the goals that we feel like we have to achieve. We end up getting burnt out, and then that's what leads us to not achieve the goals in the first place. So kind of going off of that, when you're setting these goals, you want to set SMART goals. I'm sure you've heard of this before, but if you haven't, but it's basically specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. This is going to really help you to set your goals very specific so it can be more achievable for you. Like, instead of like your goal being like, oh, I want to move my body every day, you can say, like, I want to do at least 10 minutes of physical activity every day. Like, if you want to read more, say, I'm going to read 5 pages a day or 10 pages a day. Even if it seems so simple, like working out for 10 minutes or going on a 10-minute walk as your form of physical activity, that's something to start, and you can always go up from that, go to 20 minutes or 30 minutes after you've already made that 10 minutes a habit, if that makes sense.
Step 3, celebrate the small wins.
So we all know that setting goals and planning is really easy because we're like super hype and we're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. But the hardest part is executing them and staying consistent. That's where you have to try to remind yourself that it's the little steps that you take every day that matter, not the big jumps that you try to take. Like whenever I would try to set goals, I would try to be super hard on myself and be like, no, like after not being in the gym for months, I would just automatically think going to the gym 5 times a week doing like an hour workout was gonna be good when I was just working myself too hard. And what happened? I ended up getting burnt out. Something that a lot of us do, and that's another reason why we tend to fall off and not accomplish the goals that we were hoping to. You want to push yourself, yes, like hold yourself accountable and remind yourself why you want to do these goals, but don't burn yourself out. Don't beat yourself up. Like if you're not feeling well someday and you're not up for going to the gym or doing a hardcore workout, just do like a 5-minute yoga stretch, do like a little workout from home. Those may not feel as good, but it'll be better than you just rotting in your bed, and at least you did something. Just be proud of yourself for doing that and remind yourself that you are taking those little steps to get to your goal. It's just the matter of showing up. It's not being 100% every day, it's just showing up, even if you're showing up only like 20% that one day. And maybe you're gonna be 50% tomorrow, 100% next week. As long as you're showing up, it really just doesn't matter. Just take a deep breath and just be proud of yourself anyway. One of my favorite quotes that I've been loving recently, which I actually put up on my wall, is be 1% better every day. Showing up every day, even if you're only doing 1%, 5%, 20%, it's just the fact that you're showing up. And all of that, that being 1% better every day is gonna add up to you being the best version of yourself and achieving the goals that you were hoping to. So that's really all that I have for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I am so excited to see what 2025 brings for all of us, and I can't wait to see what all of you accomplish in the next year. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for your support, and comment down below what your goals are and what you're hoping to achieve next year. If you aren't already, don't forget to subscribe down below, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!